I still remember a particular evening when I was out at a bar with a friend. We were chatting, laughing, and having a great time until I noticed her. The moment my eyes landed on this girl, it felt as if I had just seen an angel. My heart started pounding and my mind raced with thoughts. I have to go talk to her, I told myself. But almost instantly, doubts started creeping in. What if she's already with someone? What should I even say? Maybe she doesn't want to be disturbed. What if I come across as awkward? A flood of overanalyzing thoughts paralyzed me, making me question everything. Yet one thought stood out the most. I would regret it all night if I didn't at least try. So, I took a deep breath, pushed all the overthinking aside, and walked over to her. The words that came out were simple, but they were genuine. "Hey, how's it going?" I felt like I'd regret it all night if I didn't come over and say hi. The moment I said this, two things happened. First, a massive weight lifted off my shoulders because I wasn't forcing myself to be someone I'm not. I wasn't trying to be overly smooth or say the perfect line. I just spoke naturally, and that felt right. Second, to my surprise, she responded positively. We hit it off immediately, started flirting, and even got free drinks from the bartender. Everything flowed effortlessly, all because I let go of the need to impress and just showed up as myself. Since that night, my entire approach to meeting women has changed. I no longer put on an act or try too hard to be cool. I simply say what's on my mind. Anything else, whether it's fake confidence or rehearsed lines, is just a shield to hide behind. The psychology of laughter. Now, let me share something interesting that ties into confidence. Laughter. A long time ago, I came across a fascinating study about how the way we laugh evolves over time. The research explained that there are generally two types of laughter: loud and powerful, or quiet and restrained. Going back thousands of years in tribal societies, the strongest men, leaders and warriors, would laugh boldly and without hesitation. They had nothing to fear, so their laughter was full and commanding. Meanwhile, those with less power tended to laugh softly, not wanting to draw too much attention to themselves. Fast forward to today, and most people have developed a habit of laughing quietly. Society and formal settings often discourage loud laughter, so people unconsciously suppress it. But here's the part that intrigued me most. Your laugh isn't something you're born with. It's something you develop over time, like your accent or body language. And just like any other habit, you can change it. At first, the idea of altering my own laugh sounded silly, but I decided to try it. I started laughing more openly, with confidence, like a Viking leader. And to my surprise, it actually made a difference in my social interactions. Laughter is one of the most powerful tools for human connection, and women in particular are naturally drawn to a man who laughs with strength and ease. Think about it. If you meet a woman with a warm, infectious laugh, you automatically feel attracted to her. The same works in reverse. If you have a deep, unapologetic, confident laugh, it signals self-assurance, which is incredibly attractive. Confidence versus seriousness. Not everyone agreed with my experiment. I remember one of my friends looking at me and saying, "If you want to be taken seriously, you shouldn't laugh much. People respect serious men." At that moment, I felt frustrated. Not because I had spent an entire night reading a 150-page psychology study just to be dismissed so easily, but because of how deeply ingrained this misconception is. People watch movies where the cold, emotionless gang leader never laughs, and they assume that being serious equals strength. But in reality, excessive seriousness often isolates people. Ask yourself, would you rather be around someone who laughs easily and enjoys life, or someone who rarely cracks a smile? The answer is obvious. If you take everything too seriously, people, including women, will feel uncomfortable around you. Life is meant to be lived with a sense of playfulness and spontaneity. The key to attraction. If you think back to any time you effortlessly caught a woman's attention, it was probably because you weren't overthinking it. You were just being yourself, acting naturally. And that brings me back to the main takeaway of this video. Women are constantly reading your energy. They pick up on your confidence, your ease, and your intentions. If you're not being genuine, they sense it immediately. Attraction isn't just about what you say. It's about how you say it, how you carry yourself, and the energy you project. One of the most common questions I get is, what do I say when I approach a girl? I used to provide different openers and conversation starters, and people loved them. But over time, I realized those lines weren't actually solving the real issue. The real problem wasn't a lack of things to say. It was the fear behind them. Most guys are nervous and believe they have to compensate for that by saying something impressive. But that's not true. The most effective approach I've ever used is simply walking up to a woman and saying, "Hey, I think you're cute, and I wanted to meet you." This is what I call shameless interest. Being direct and unapologetic about your attraction. You're not trying to hide it, and you're not looking for approval. You're just being honest. At the same time, however, you don't want to give away all your power. The key is to show interest without acting as if you're completely sold on her. For example, instead of saying, "You're beautiful," which sounds generic, you could say, "I like your hair. It's different from what I usually go for." This keeps things playful and prevents you from sounding like every other guy giving her compliments. The power of nonverbal communication. Ultimately, attraction is 80 to 90% nonverbal. What you say matters far less than how you say it. Women pick up on your tone, your body language, your eye contact, and even the rhythm of your breathing. This is why confident men naturally attract more attention, because their presence speaks louder than their words. And here's something interesting. Women are instinctively drawn to men who seem to have options. Confident guys assume attraction. They're used to women being interested in them, so they naturally carry themselves in a way that suggests, "I know I'm desirable." Meanwhile, men who lack confidence assume the opposite, which is why they try too hard. And ironically, the more effort you put into making someone like you, the less they actually do. My biggest regret. Now, remember the story I shared at the beginning? The truth is, that wasn't actually me. The guy who walked over and talked to that girl, that was my friend. As for me, I sat there, overthinking everything, letting my doubts win. I spent so much time wondering what to say that the opportunity slipped away. That night ended without the girl and without my friend. I regretted it deeply. But if that mistake can serve as a lesson to someone else, then maybe it was worth it. So, if you ever find yourself in a similar situation, don't make the same mistake I did. Stop overanalyzing, trust yourself, and go for it. Because at the end of the day, confidence isn't about having the perfect words, it's about owning the moment.